This is a video that I've wanted to make for quite some time now. Today I'm going to be spilling the beans on 21 of the most best places that you can visit in Ireland. And lucky for you, you have a local guide like me to tell you whether some of the top tourist attractions are worth it or are they a little bit overrated. And I'm going to point out some hidden gems that are my personal favourite and I think they should make it onto everybody's Ireland bucket list. And on that note, let's dive into the first place, which is Ireland's top tourist attraction, and that is the Cliffs of Moher. Are they worth it? Personally, I love going to Cliffs of Moher. I think they're incredibly beautiful and they're famous for a reason. But I am going to give you some of my local advice on how you can see them from a different perspective and probably for a fraction of the price. So traditionally people go see the cliffs, they park in the visitor centre car park and that costs €6 per person. So you're not paying for the car, you're paying per person. That does give you access to the visitor centre. However, I do suggest alternative ways of getting to the cliffs. The first is from Doolin town. Doolin is this beautiful town in County Clare and you can walk along the cliff walk towards the Cliffs of Moher. It takes about 3 hours, but it is incredibly beautiful and it's a nice way to get out in nature and just appreciate how beautiful Ireland's coast is. Now, it's important to be mindful if you decide to walk along the cliff walk, it is completely free, but you have no access to bathrooms once you get to the Cliffs of Moher, so that is something to be mindful of. You can then pay for a taxi back to Doolin. This will cost you about €10, or you can walk back, which is going to take another 3 hours. An alternative option is start at Hag's Head. This is the opposite side of the Cliffs of Moher and there's a family that have a car park open to the public and it costs €3 per car to park there. Now do be mindful they only take cash, but this is a much more affordable way to see the cliffs and not have to have the busyness of where the visitor centre is because a lot of people don't know about it. The next way to see the Cliffs of Moher is by boat, which kind of brings us on to our next place in Ireland that you should visit, and that is the Aran Islands. Let me explain. So from Doolin town, you can do a day trip to the Aran Islands. One of them is Inishore, the smallest of the three. And as part of that ticket, you also get to go up close and personal to the Cliffs of Moher on the way back from the island. And the views are incredible. You get to see them from a whole new perspective and I really do recommend doing that tour. Inishore is also a fantastic way to explore. Usually you explore by bike, it'll cost around €10 to €15. The prices are always changing. Also, the beaches on Inishore are incredible. Crystal clear water, white sand, such a nice place to sit and relax after a day exploring the island. And if you're looking to visit the biggest of the three Aran Islands, that is Inishmore, which quite literally translates in the Irish language to Big Island. But this again is a beautiful island to visit. There's so much to see and do. It's actually hard to get it all done in one day, but it's definitely a must visit place when you're in Ireland and I think it deserves a lot more attention. Continuing on with the team of islands, the next place on the list is Achill Island in County Mayo, which is personally my favourite place. What makes this island so great to visit is you can actually drive onto it from the mainland, so you don't have to get a plane or a ferry, you can just magically arrive. Achill is a fantastic place to visit for anyone who has a little bit of extended time because I do recommend spending 2 to 3 days there. You have Keem Bay, which was recently voted one of the most beautiful beaches in all of Europe, and to be honest, it's easy to see why. It's also home to the highest sea cliffs in all of Europe, and that is Crowan, so it's an incredible destination to go hiking. And then you have that Wild Atlantic Drive, which is a circular route that lets you drive around Achill and check out all its beautiful landscapes. Continuing on with County Mayo, the next place on the list is Downpatrick Head, which is quite literally a sea stack, but it's a beautiful sea stack and it's a really nice place to go visit. It's completely free, it has a nice sized car park and it's nice just to walk around, enjoy nature and really appreciate why Ireland's coastal route is called the Wild Atlantic Way. It was also home to the Red Bull World Diving Championships, which is pretty cool. And we do have one other spot in County Mayo on the list, and that is Duloc Valley, which is an incredibly scenic driving route in Ireland. As a local advice, I do advise driving in from the Westport side because a lot of people can come from Connemara, but it just doesn't have that same factor. When you come in from Westport, you get an instant view of the valley and honestly, you'll be in awe. I promise, it is so beautiful. And continuing on in an orderly fashion, the next place on the list is Connemara in County Galway, which is actually accessible from Duloc Valley. I always say Connemara is the best place to visit in Ireland if you're not too lucky with the weather, because it looks beautiful in all 4 seasons. You have some incredible places to visit such as Calmore Abbey, Skye Road, Pine Island View and Gertine Bay, which is home to some of the most clearest waters in all of Ireland, and I really think you should add it to your Ireland bucket list. Before we dive into the next one, I do want to mention I have tons of Irish videos on this YouTube channel that you can definitely check out, and I have blog posts in the description down below if you prefer to read about things that you can do in Ireland. Moving swiftly on, we are going back to County Clare to visit the Burren. The Burren is a beautiful national park in Ireland and a popular place to go hiking. It also has a stunning coastal route. Quite literally translates to the rocky place, which makes sense because if you go visit it, it's just a bunch of white rocks, and it's a really cool and unique place to go see when you're in Ireland. Okay, we are going to jump to a county that deserves so much more attention, and I really don't know why it's not on more tourists' bucket list, and that is County Sligo. Starting with the first destination, which is the Caves of Kesh. This is a series of limestone caves. It takes about 29 minutes to walk up to them, so it's not too crazy and it's not really a strenuous walk. They are so nice to just go up and watch the views looking over Kesh and the surrounding areas, and then just like explore the caves a little bit. And to be honest, it's not that popular, so it's kind of nice to say that you've done it. Another amazing spot in County Sligo is Gleniff Horseshoe. It is best to explore it by foot, but you can also drive in, and it's just one of those landscapes in Ireland that will make your jaw drop. You'll quite literally just go when you see it. And let's continue on with the team of County Sligo, and next on the list is Devil's Chimney, which is the highest waterfall in all of Ireland, soaring 150 meters high. It takes about 30 minutes to walk into the initial viewpoint of Devil's Chimney. You can ascend up it, but it can be incredibly steep, so probably don't recommend that unless you have a good fitness level, but most people can make it into the viewpoint. Okay, and now we're gonna jump down towards County Cork, starting with one of my favorite places in all of West Cork, and that is Baltimore Beacon. Personally, I do not understand how Baltimore Beacon does not have more popularity. It is a really beautiful and scenic place to go visit. You have gorgeous views of Aran Island, the surrounding cliffs and crystal clear waters down below. Next on the list for County Cork is Dursey Island, which is home to Ireland's only cable car. I'm not gonna lie, the cable car looks a little bit questionable, but it is a fun, different and unique thing to do when you're in Ireland. Tickets cost €10. They do only accept cash, so make sure you bring some if you intend to go. And there is no shops or bathrooms over on Dursey Island, so take that into consideration. But it is a beautiful place to go for a scenic hike, and you really get to see why it is called the Wild Atlantic Way, because the water, you guessed it, is pretty wild. Next, I want to bring your attention to Mizen Head, which is the most southwestern tip of Ireland, also in County Cork. It costs €10 to enter, but the views are spectacular, and it is a fun day out for you, your family or your friends. And honestly, you won't regret the visit. It's one of my favourite places in Ireland, and I go back time and time again. Ireland is known for the Cliffs of Moher, but there is one set of cliffs that really just outnumber it, and that is the wonderful Slieve League in County Donegal. They soar 601 meters high, and honestly, they will take your breath away. They are so beautiful, and I'm never disappointed. No matter how many times I go visit, I'm always in awe at their beauty. They are the perfect destination for someone who's looking to go on a long, extended, but not too difficult walk. From the car park, it takes about 40 minutes to reach the cliffs. However, they also have plenty of hiking options for anyone who wants to get up even closer and personal with the cliffs and really see them for all their beauty. Slieve League is a great place to add to your Ireland bucket list, and if you have the time, I definitely recommend you head up to Donegal. Which moves us on to the next place, also in Donegal, and that is Errigal. If I recall from the last time I did it, it took about 3 hours in total to hike, and from the top there is a lake that is shaped like a face. Let me know in the comments if you can figure out where that is in this video. It can be a steep climb up, but it is worth it for the amazing views up the top, and I do believe they've now put a path in place to make it easier on your ascent. Which is great. We like to hear that. Anything that's easier. Now we're going to jump on over to the other side of the island to the Causeway coastal route, famous for, you guessed it, the Giant's Causeway. Giant's Causeway is a great place to visit, and a little tip, if you do already know about the history or you're not looking for, more information on that, you can actually park outside the causeway and walk in, which is considerably more affordable than paying for the visitor experience. However, if you're looking to learn about the history, which is really interested, and Irish myth and legends, then I do recommend going to the visitor centre because it is a fun experience for first timers. It's also important to take note that the Giant's Causeway is not the only attraction on the Causeway coastal route. You also have beautiful places like Moher Cross, Mizen Temple and the Killarney rope bridge, which is not as scary as it looks to cross, promise. Next on the list is Killarney National Park. So this is in County Kerry. It is a really popular place to visit among locals and tourists, but it's popular for a reason. It's definitely not overrated. There are so many beautiful places to see, from Tork Waterfall, Ross's Castle, Muckross Abbey, Ladies View, Killarney Town, and slightly outside the national park you have the Gap of Dunlow. Now bear in mind it is 11 kilometers long and it's a popular place to walk, cycle, and you can drive, but it can be quite narrow in places, so I only recommend that to people who are used to Irish roads. I personally only walked half of it and then walked back out to Kate Carney's cottage, where it's free to leave your car. Connected to Killarney National Park is the Ring of Kerry, which is a popular driving route in Ireland on the Wild Atlantic Way. And I do also recommend driving onto the Skellig Ring. This is often missed by tourists, but it's equally as beautiful, and you get to tick off tourist attractions like the Kerry Cliffs and Valentia Island. I now want to bring your attention to a county that doesn't get as much love and attention as it deserves, and that is County Tipperary. It is home to the Rock of Cashel, which is this amazing ruin that sits up on a hill and looks over the town of Cashel. I believe it is about €6 to enter, but it is so historic, and I love going out into the main part of the castle and looking out at the rolling green fields in the distance. Very typical Irish looking setting, and who doesn't want to see that? Another place I love visiting in Tipperary is the V Pass. This is a driving route where you can go on lovely walks to the likes of Loch Bay and just kind of walk around and enjoy the scenery. It's far less known, it's not that popular, so sometimes you can even have the place to yourself, which is really nice, especially if you are a tourist in a country. It's nice to kind of go places that just locals go. Continuing on with underrated counties, this is County Waterford, and I really don't know why it is not hyped up more than it is. It has a beautiful coastline called the Copper Coast, so beautiful, stunning beaches, and it also has amazing castles like Lismore and Ballysagard Moor, and then it has Cumshagon, which is my favourite lake in all of Ireland. It is incredibly green. It is like a film backdrop. I can't explain it. The hike itself is quite tough, so I'd only recommend it to anyone who has quite a good level of fitness. I struggled on it. However, you can walk to the level part of the lake, enjoy the beautiful views, and it's not anywhere near as difficult. Next on the list is a place that is close to my heart, and that is Wicklow National Park. This is the perfect place to visit for anyone who is visiting Dublin but is looking to see some of Ireland's scenic nature but can't go too far into the country. Wicklow has so many amazing places that you can visit, from the famous destinations like Glendalough or Guinness Lake, or if you're looking for some hidden gems, then definitely check out Loch Bray or Loch Owler, which is Ireland's love heart shaped lake. If you like this video, I think you're really going to enjoy my 7 days in Ireland itinerary, which walks you through step by step how I think you should spend your time in the Emerald Isle. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye!